Let me plug my.
We so hello everybody. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday morning. I keep hitting the table. I'm sorry, it keeps shaking the computer. Hope everybody's having a good Saturday morning. Uh, and hope you had a
Let's
really
see how
good
this does.
weekend. Okay, Josh, it's working pretty good. I could hear the cough.
Sorry.
So, Josh, did you have a good weekend or a week?
Oh man, it was hot. I'm sure it was hot down in Oklahoma too, but
Oh yeah, it
110
was
up here. It's been miserable.
yeah. Thursday, I drove my wife's car. She had to take the horse to the vet, so I took the car, and it said 119 when I got in it, and the lowest it got all the way home was 109. So
That's
it's
that's warm.
yeah.
What's the
But I
humidity
mean,
like down there?
I think it was in the 40s and 50s.
See, we were in like 87% humidity, so it's been nasty.
Yeah.
It's
So everybody that's come in so far, Chris and Larry Homestead,
let's
the
see.
Stock Explorer, which is Nora, and it says Skinner Farms, but you're right here. And
Laura
yeah,
from Hedgehogs.
so we are going to go ahead and bring up uh, Boots and Bounty and Mister Boots and Bounty, and we got some questions for them. And there's Glenn and Jessica with Gathered Together Homestead. Um, we'll go ahead and bring them up and we'll get started. Here they are.
Good morning.
Hi y'all.
Morning. Hey, so
Hello.
Casey, what's that thing you got sitting beside you down there?
That
Yeah.
that's my muscle. I picked him up so we could get stuff done around the house.
Okay.
She said there was free food involved, so I was like, okay, I'm down.
Hey, I'm on my way.
Right. So did you guys see that movie, The Tiger King, or not movie, but Netflix series?
No, I heard about it though.
So I didn't watch it, but my wife did. But so the girls for the longest time would walk around and say that, "Hey, you beautiful cats and kittens," or something like that. That Carol Baskin would say. And I had thought the whole morning that's the first line I was gonna use, but then I forgot it until just now.
That's me. I think of good stuff about 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
That's me.
So, did you guys have a good week?
Cram packed, busy. Hot. Trying to
So,
stay inside and get stuff done.
okay, that's good. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, do you
Baseball
have?
all over.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
baseball's done. I know some of the guys at work, their kids are on all stars, and they're still playing like state tournaments and all that stuff this weekend if they advance far enough. I couldn't imagine having those kids out there in this kind of heat and heat index
Yeah.
playing baseball. I mean, at least they're out running around and stuff. But I mean, imagine the people in the stands or people in the bleachers and stuff. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I know when I coached, I had two of them great big 5-gallon water jugs that had a little push nozzle on them.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take two of them full of ice water to the baseball games. And I mean, every game, every practice, I always had at least one of them full.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's
And
great.
both teams would be coming over to our dugout, and I'd tell them like, y'all come over here and get this water because it's. Of course, it's been a few years ago, but it still got hot like this. Maybe not
Oh, yeah.
quite as hot, but
Yep.
So, the first question I have for you guys. What made you start YouTube? What was the driver for it? Well, Steven, I get that.
Well, because I've grown up doing this for so long, I had so many people asking for me to teach them how to do this and teach them how to do that. And people were like, I want you to, to teach me this. And I'm like, well, just call me whenever you get ready and come over to the house. We'll garden. I'll walk you through whatever. I'll help you get started, do whatever. Well, nobody ever has time, to like come over and do, little short classes or, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time waiting on them. They need to do what they want in their own time. So then I was like, I had a tomato plant outside. My very first video, I was like, okay, this is it. I'm doing it. This is it. So I went outside on my lunch break, and we had some mineral buckets sitting on top of 55-gallon drums, and it was cherry tomatoes. And they would, my intention was they would grow up, fall over, and then just kind of grow down the side. They would be easier to harvest and all that. And so I walked outside and I was looking around and I'm like, what is wrong with this tomato plant? And I said, okay, let me go get my phone. I'm just going to video this, and, this is where I'm going to start. So that was my first video, was listen to your plants. They will tell you what's wrong with them. They will talk to you. So I went out there and started investigating and found that our drain hole in the mineral bucket was stopped up. And so I had to get Stephen to go out there with me. I videoed it all. You guys can go back and look at it. And it's pretty raw. And so we got it to where it would drain, and it drained out about 3 gallons of water. So that tomato plant was drowning, and I had no idea. And so that's what got me started into, so many people wanted to know so much information, and I can't just like vomit information on everybody all the time, So now whenever people ask me, hey, can you show me this? Can you show me that? I'm like, I got a video for you, so you can watch it on your own time. Because so much of what I do is a lost art, as many of you know, and as many of you are learning, and as many of you are either continuing to do it as growing up as I did. There's just so much information that, we can learn from each other, and so many people are wanting to learn. So that's kind of what got me started. And then it evolved into something that I didn't expect. And it hit me one day when Emma was gone to her dad's house, and they were actually out of town. And she called me and she was like, Mama, how do you make your biscuits? And I was like, I got a video on that. And so then I realized my children can take me wherever they want. If they want my recipes, if they want a certain thing, that's what I video whenever I cook. So they can take those recipes with them, and they will have them, until YouTube is no longer YouTube. So that's another thing is, I can always be with my kids, whether I'm here or not. If they go off, they see exactly how I do it. And so that was something I didn't expect. And it's just went on from there. I didn't expect to turn into like a half cooking channel, but that's what everybody seems to like. And not so much of the gardening sense, other than education, not really garden tours, but garden information. So that's kind of the two things that I'll stick to mainly, other than we do a season of like line dancing, where I video line dances, not where we go live on Friday or Saturday line dancing with a live band, but where I actually teach those dances. So that's more in the winter time when you're not going to sit there and watch Let Us Grow.
Right.
So that's kind of our empty space, is line dancing. And that helps more people around in this area than it does like the homesteading community. So we do have two separate areas in that channel. And so I want anybody to find whatever they want. Ta-da.
So the next question I have is, so when you first started, you were, I assume, watching some YouTube channels and things like that already. Who inspires you to try to make better videos? That's both people have to answer that one.
For me, okay. So when I started out, I watched the big channels. I watched Justin Rhodes. I watched Jess with Roots of Refuge. I watched VW Family Farm. I watched Whispering Willow Farm. Yeah, I watched those bigger channels. That 1870s Homestead. Those are the ones I watched. And as many of us start out doing it, we just kind of get the camera and just roll with it and see what happens. Other than if you have some kind of technical background of editing or, video processing or something like that. I'm talking about us that don't know that stuff. We just grab a phone, we grab a camera, whatever. We just video whatever it is, and it comes out however it is. You may or may not have a vision of the way you want your video to come out at first, but as you do it, it kind of evolves. So I did the raw, shaky videos. I've done, just walking out, no editing, throw it up, how it is kind of thing. That's how I started out. That's how most of us start out. Then I wanted to kind of see how I did, and not like the day in the life, but kind of a follow me, this is what I do kind of thing. In sort of like the bigger channels do. I quickly realized, one, I'm not an entertainer. Two, I don't have enough stuff to do to show you other than my personal stuff, which would be cooking, which would be sewing, which would be boring stuff. Then I did that a few times, and I'm like, yeah, that's not me. That's not sustainable for me to be able to keep up. And then I told Steven, I said, I can't keep doing what everybody else is doing. I have to do instructional, educational videos, pick one thing, do a video on that, and do the best I can with it. So that's where my videos have evolved from, in the sense, when I do a video, I have a specific reason why I'm doing a video. It's either doing a new recipe, showing you guys what I've done my whole life in a certain recipe, like my mom's biscuits, or, something like that. Or something that somebody has requested. If they want a certain recipe with something specific, I'm doing a video for that. Or if I find, hey, this, we're going out here pruning tomatoes, I'm going to do a how to care for your tomatoes or how to care for your blackberries. So my videos are specific one thing, 90% of the time. The other time I may do a garden video. I may do kind of like a day in the life, because a couple people were interested in what I did all day. So I did a couple of those, but that's all I'm going to do with those. So yeah, when I put out a video, it's for a specific subject, and that also helps because it's searchable. And, people ask us, how in the world do you have so many hours? How in the world do you have so many views? And it's because my stuff is searchable. I have a specific video on a specific thing, and that's what people go to YouTube to search for. When you do like these day in the life kind of videos, or follow me around the farm kind of videos, those are not searchable. Those are going to be your people that watch you. So keep in mind, as some of you guys are growing, keep in mind about stuff like that. If you want to grow, if you want to get views and stuff like that, do some searchable videos. But yeah, I'm getting way off subject. But yeah, that's where my videos have evolved from, just the shaky camera to my teaching videos. Your turn. Okay.
I forgot the question.
Stevens was probably from watching my videos. Like, I want to do better than that guy.
I watched Josh's videos where he got hit in the head with a T-post.
Oh my God, Emma thinks that
slammer.
Is so funny.
No, when she started doing the whole YouTube thing, I didn't watch YouTube. I didn't care about it. It wasn't my thing. I mean, I'd hop on every so often, like Dude Perfect, some of that stuff like that. It was more for entertainment. It wasn't for anything I was going to learn or watch. So I didn't watch anything. But then my channel come about because so many people kept asking so many questions, technical questions about settings or this, that, and another. So I figured I would start another one, and instead of doing standalone videos like most people would do, I'd choose to do them as live. So there's no editing involved. It's just straight raw. It goes up. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Which I think it makes it a little bit easier and less time consuming. But if someone has questions, that you can show them on screen, on the fly. Click this goes here. Click this goes here, and not them say that. And it's rewatchable. The same thing as hers being, teachable videos, but making them where they're rewatchable. Topics where there's always somebody that wants to look at Nightbot. There's always people that want, how do I make a custom URL? There's constantly new people coming in, or that have never got those questions answered before. So I chose to do mine as all lives.
Right. I mean, and that's one of the nice things about it. Like I've went back and there's quite a few things that I've learned that I thought I knew how to do, and I was wrong. So that's it. It's nice to be able to go back and watch videos. And like Casey was saying, I have a bunch of ranked videos on Google. That's where I get a ton of watch hours from, is my tractor repair videos. Just having ranked videos is making them extremely searchable for people to.
Yes.
It helps a lot.
Yeah, got to get those tags in there, because tags is what's going to get you found
Josh,
whenever they start searching for stuff.
I think
But
he's muted.
I think he is too.
Are you muted, Josh? Unplug your headphones.
He's muted. He muted himself. It wasn't Mitchell this time.
Now, there you go. No.
It's still him.
Hello, head.
Hey, Ralph, Wes Webb, Laura, Hedgehogs. Life with Mountain Folk.
Hey, Desiree. Hey, Chris.
Time to go out and come back in. Do you
Yeah,
hear
drop
us?
Yeah, I
Come
think
back.
he can hear us. That's usually what he does. So, while we're waiting on Josh to get back, now you don't have to answer this question because I don't know how personal it is to you guys. What do you do as a career? Not where you. I don't want to know where you work at. That's entirely up to you guys. Your career.
I'm a nurse. I work from home. I review denied claims for a certain hospital group, and on a nursing level, I have to write letters to the insurance companies explaining why this procedure was done, and give them like the nursing standpoint of, we did a CT, we did this surgery, we did whatever, as it follows guidelines for the insurance. And so that's what I do, is I write letters all day long, just typing letters. What? Oh, see Logan.
Yeah, I seen you.
So yeah, I'm a nurse. I've been a nurse for 18 years, and I finally made it work at home for 5 years now. Hey, Laura.
She finally made it. Did you hear that? She finally
Yeah.
made it. She always wanted to work at home, but she's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it tomorrow. When she first started doing it, I'm like, seriously? You're going from one room to another, we're going across the house. That is your commute. If there's snow or icy roads, you can't call in and say, I can't make it to work. Oh, no. As long as you got internet, you can make that transition across the house.
Right.
Now, as far as the job, I am a accounting and marketing assistant. So I have to do billing invoices and databases and spreadsheets and stuff for an internet company.
Well, that's cool. Josh, are you there?
Yeah, hang on.
Oh, we can hear you.
It's kind of like peekaboo with Josh.
Yeah. Josh, do you so there's a couple things that you guys are doing right now. Casey, you want to talk about your
Collab.
collaboration?
Sure. And I think most everybody in here may know about it. But I had so many of you wanting me to do a collaboration. I just had to figure out which one to do because I'm in so many of you guys' collaborations that I was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I wanted to keep it easy, and it's something that all of us should be able to do or should be doing. Most of us, of course, homestead and garden and stuff, and you're probably, if you garden, you probably cook from home. So I chose that as the basis of this collaboration. Now we've got, is it
Next Friday.
next Friday?
Next Friday.
Okay, so we got 6 days. That'll be the first video drop. What the collaboration is about is
July 15th.
I ask that, anyone can do it. You do not have to let me know you're doing it, other than when you post your video, make sure you tag at Boots and Bounty Homestead somewhere in the video, either in the title or in the description box. It will notify me and I'll take care of it from there. Sure. And also use the hashtag Keeping It Fresh Collab all together. Don't put spaces in it. Keeping It Fresh Collab. Use that in the title, and then it will be searchable for anybody that is looking for that collaboration. Your video will come up with that hashtag. As of right now, we're the only ones that have that hashtag. Hey, Raquel. So everybody that does this collaboration will go into that search engine hashtag. So what it's about is I want you guys to video yourself doing a recipe. But the thing is I want you to use some sort of fresh item, whether it's vegetable or fruit, or some people have even asked to use meat, whatever. I don't care. As long as it comes, right? Somebody. As long as it's fresh. I don't care if it's a drink. I don't care if it's a side. I don't care if it's a main dish. It doesn't matter. I ask that you either video yourself harvesting it from your garden, harvesting it from a friend or family member's garden. If you go to the farmer's market, you don't have to put videos or people in the videos. I would like for you to say, hey, we're at the farmer's market. We're going up here to get such and such. And then you can cut it off from there. And then when you come back, turn it back on. This is what I got. You can do that from a store. There's the hashtag Stephen put in there for you guys. As long as, you don't have to video inside the store. Some people don't like that. So like I said, just video, hey, we're at such and such. We're going to go in here and get whatever. When you come back out, video it. If you absolutely can't do that, that's understandable. But then I want you to show your fresh vegetable, fresh fruit, whatever, and say,
Or meat.
Yeah, or meat. And then we're gonna, we're gonna do this dish with it and kind of do a recipe video and show us how you cook, because a lot of people nowadays don't know how to cook. And if they're growing a garden, they're going to get run out of their house with squash. They need some squash recipes. They're going to get run out with tomatoes. They don't understand what they are getting when they plant these items in their garden. They're like, holy crap, what do I do now? So I wanted a way for you guys to show people how you use your vegetables or fruits or meat, whatever, and how you cook with them, because there's so much teaching opportunities that we need to do for so many people that did not grow up cooking fresh. They don't know how. They don't know how to use it. So that's my collaboration. We are not doing a scheduled thing. It is a post on the 15th. I don't care what time you do it. The earlier, the better. I say between 9 and 12. That will get you in the running for most of the for the watch time. And there is the link to the video of my special announcement, which is everything I just said. I did post it back on May 15th because there's so much differential in the zones that I wanted my equator people to be the same as my Canadian people. I wanted you to have the same allotment of time to get it ready, whether you had to video it 2 months ago or whether you have to get it fresh out of the garden. I wanted everybody to have that opportunity to be involved. We're doing it twice. We're doing July 15th and August 15th. Some people have asked to extend it, so we will see how this goes and what you think. And we may extend it through September and October. So we'll see how it goes. But everyone is welcome, and I want you to throw your recipes out there and see how it goes.
I think that's going to be pretty exciting to see all the recipes. So, Stephen, there is a deal that you guys are going to. Do you want to tell us about the meetup?
Yeah. I should get the link first.
Hi, Annette.
We are going to a meetup, and there's a bunch of meetups that are going on schedule. There's, the one in Kansas that was recently announced for October 1st. There's one in East Texas, September 23rd. But the one we're going to is September 10th. It's 9th, 10th, and 11th. But we'll go up the evening of the 9th, and we'll leave on the 11th. But it's
the event is the 10th.
The event itself is on the 10th. It's in Grand Rivers, Kentucky, and it's not a party. It's not a come and drink and whatever. It's family friendly. They even let Josh show up sometimes. So that tells you the kind of people.
Four times.
It's like a big family reunion. It's in a park.
It's
nice.
It's free to enter. If you want to be a vendor, it's free. You got to bring your own tables. You got to bring your own tent if you want to put a tent up. There's door prizes from different channels. We're going to have a basket in. We did last year, and we're going to do it again this year.
Yep.
Of different products and stuff that we have. We'll be there with a whole vendor table set up of products and T-shirts and koozies as soon as I finish that whole process. But it usually turns into a whole evening thing. So a lot of people drive up on Friday and
we'll
then
hang out at Friday
evening,
at the hotel.
and then they'll do Saturday breakfast. A lot of them eat breakfast together either at the hotel or they'll go to eat.
There's a Waffle House across the street.
Then it starts at like 10, and then it's about 3 or 4 hours there, which is not a terribly long event, but it is in a park. It's there are trees, it's shaded. There is going to be a meal at lunch. It'll start at 12. It's Stringfield Ridge Farm. They're doing 5 Boston butts free of charge of everyone else. So, all you got to do, if you want to eat, show up and eat. They do ask that anyone else that comes do it. It's a potluck style. So bring stuff. If it's chips, if it's sodas, if it's little snack cakes, or whatever it is. It can be corn, sweet corn, or some kind of potato salad. Or I probably wouldn't do potato salad. It's fucking hot, but something like that, just to kind of help feed everybody. Because I think there was almost 100 people last year, and a lot of people didn't come because of everything that was going on at the time. A lot of the older ones and a lot of the younger ones that had health issues were not able to travel. I'll just leave it at that. But the gas is coming back down, so maybe that won't be an issue this year. But everybody's really coming. But it's the Heartland Homesteaders Picnic, and they do have an agreement with the Quality Inn there in Calvert City, Kentucky, that if you call the hotel and tell them you want a room for that weekend, September 9th, 10th, and 11th, or
don't do it online.
Don't do it online. But if you call direct, they'll give you a discount and $62.50 per night. So you could stay Friday and Saturday and not have to travel back, in one day, for the price of one night of almost anywhere else.
And there are local stores. Like if you don't want to bring something with you, you can go purchase whatever you need to make, whatever you want to bring, or just go buy something. There are like a Walmart, there's a couple of dollar stores and stuff like that in the area. If you want to bring a crock pot, you can keep it warm best you can. If you want to bring coolers and keep it cold, whatever you need to do. So you don't have to travel with the food if you can't. You can get stuff there. Hey, Miss Brenda.
I took her screen away, so just hang on.
So, Josh, do you got some questions? I'm gonna try to do something because I swear I had. I'm gonna try to do something because
No, it's echoing.
He's putting up the link for the picnic.
Am I still muted?
No.
You're good.
Okay. No, I really didn't have many questions. I mean, I've been watching them for a little over a year now, and talking with them back and forth and getting to know them pretty well enough that me and Steven give each other crap on the lives all the time. You know, I'm the only one that can show up late to their channel. Everybody's like, I'm late. No, Steven's, no, you're here on time. Josh is the only one that's late. It's a good time.
Yeah.
All right, I put that link in there to the Eventbrite. It has a lot of the information for the Kentucky meetup.
Okay.
It did not come up yet.
Hang on. It did not come up yet.
I know I asked about the meat because at the time I didn't have anything planted.
But
So I asked Steven, you know, said, could I use the meat from the farm? And he's like, yeah, sure. Well, now I got some peppers and tomatoes, and I picked some tomatoes last night. I think they're little grape tomatoes. They ain't getting very big, but better than a kick in the teeth, you know. So
Way the way prices are going, to do it, to get as much as you can yourself.
yeah, prices get ridiculous on everything. But so like I said, I got some pepper. I'm gonna do a garden video before too awful long. I need to do something this week. With my phone being down and messed up, and didn't want to take the iPad outside trying to hold this thing and video and take a chance on dropping it. And so
They got this thing called a tripod, Josh.
yeah, but not for an iPad.
Yeah, they actually
Yeah,
do.
Tom
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
and Rhonda's got one.
Tom Ronda's got one.
I don't have one for the iPad. I got one for my iPhone.
So the next question I have: where in 5 years, where do you see your guys' YouTube channel being?
Whatever it ends up becoming.
Whatever y'all want.
We don't stress so much about the growth, and we talk about that on the my lives, you know, and some people talk about on ours. You know, some people, you know, they've been doing it half the time we have, but they're like 7,000 or 8,000 or 10,000 subscribers, 15,000 subscribers, or some got 4,000. You know, we've only got 2,600. We don't stress so much about the numbers, and we decided that early on. It's not a numbers game, and it's a mind game early on before you hit the 1,000 mark, because that's your goal. You know, is to get up there, but you know, you don't really notice the up and down so much once it hits the 1K, because it rounds it off. So if you get 1K, but if you lose 4 or 5, it's not that big a deal.
I don't watch the numbers. He does. I could care less about the numbers.
But we just want continued growth, and as long as people are showing up and watching the videos, we'll keep doing them.
I mean, I put out content. If you want to watch it, you watch it. If not, move on. You know, it don't hurt my feelings. I'm not there to get, you know, tens and hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I mean, I'm there to teach. That's what people ask me to do. So that's what I'm doing. And if you want to learn, it's there for you to watch whenever you get ready. It may be 2 years down the road before you watch something I put out this week. That's fine. It's there for your watching.
But a lot of our stuff from last year is getting watched and getting even more views this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the good thing about doing stuff that's repetitive or yearly or something like that. Just because you did it once doesn't mean you can't revisit it. You know, so if you make it now, it'll get watched on down the road. Like her watermelon rind preserve video, it's getting a lot of views now, but it was actually done last year. So it's got more views this year than last year.
Raquel, you took an extra pill this morning, didn't you? She is on it this morning.
I mean, some people want to make millions, you know, or live off of YouTube or something like that. We don't see that as being something where we'll be.
I mean, we all want the same goal. Yeah, we all want to live off YouTube, you know, but in reality, don't make that your priority, because it might not happen. Don't depend on that.
And even hitting your 1K and getting monetized does not mean you're going to be rolling in the dough. That's not the way it works. Then it turns into ad revenues and all this other stuff. Because everyone has this mindset, You know, if I can just get to that 1K, you know, it's coming in the future, so I know it's coming. Like for me, I mean,
Just
like
a 1K and quit my job.
I would not do that. Don't
Please.
don't do that. You will keep on working, but
You will have a rude awakening when you get monetized. You may not even get a check every month, you know.
Yeah.
Brenda says
No.
we love you guys. Come dance with us tonight too.
We're gonna hope we're not gonna wear ourselves out so we can go dancing.
We're
We got a
planning
lot to do today.
To go dance, yes.
Yep. I've been up since 6 o'clock so I could give you this hour to talk to you guys, but I can still get
I
my
had
stuff
to pencil
done.
you all in.
I do appreciate it. I really do.
We thank you for having us.
No,
I gotta-
no problem.
I gotta watch some of the dancing videos, start practicing.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to. You don't want to get showed up by the Go-Go Cowboy.
Yeah.
I heard that guy can dance.
I heard he can, so I hope it all comes to fruition because that could be viral.
You're right.
I keep
Yeah,
hearing that
man,
word come out of.
And then starting a home-based business as a side hustle.
Yeah.
I got so many side hustles that ain't even funny. Because I mean, I work full time as a nurse. He works part time.
Well, she's doing like
accounting thing.
the home products, kind of what we do.
Yeah.
And she's been asking questions online and Facebook groups and stuff. I've seen her about starting a website and starting to do the salves and stuff like that, like we do. And we also have that on our website at bootsandbountyhomestead.com. There's links to our merch. There's links to our store, and we ship anywhere in the United States.
Yeah.
So I have a question about the salves. So, where did you learn to start making those?
YouTube.
Really? I didn't know if because like a lot of that stuff, my family. I have a lot of family that does stuff like that, and I'm just curious if it came from like family or if it just YouTube.
Well, I grew up on farms and stuff. My whole family does all of this because they never had the extras. They had just what they needed, and that's what I grew up with. And I wish growing up my family, well, I wouldn't say wouldn't be as, I wish they would have been stricter on me, but I don't know how much more strict they could have got on me because we had bare bones minimum. And, I didn't get new shoes for school. I didn't go school clothes shopping. I didn't get everything I wanted and, all that. Absolutely no. I knew I was not going to get it, but seeing how my parents brought me up and not having all of that, makes me appreciate what they have more and then what I need to work for as well, doing the same thing that they did. Now, my parents growing up, I said all that to say that my parents grew up, or as I was growing up, they were selling Shaklee products. And
you have to put cottage cheese in it?
No, I did not. I had enough of everything in it.
You have to put cottage cheese in it.
No, you don't have to put cottage cheese in it. I had it there just as extra. But no, I did not. Because I didn't know if I was going to have enough cheese or not, so I just had it extra. But anyways, so yeah, I grew up with my parents selling Shaklee products, and they are all natural herbal products, and it's kind of the equivalent of like Amway. I don't know if anybody has heard of Amway, but with that, I grew up taking like echinacea and lecithin and all the vitamins and all of that. So I knew a lot about herbals because anytime we were sick, Mama would go back and get her nutritional pharmacy book, and we would look up certain things. And so as I was growing up, I learned by listening to them and looking in that book about herbs and flowers and different things like that. So now, whenever, Shaklee is out of Oklahoma. They are in the central city. Does anybody know what city is in the specific middle of the United States from all borders?
It's a Ponca City?
Norman, Oklahoma.
No way.
It is the exact center of the United States. That's where the Shackley headquarters is.
Don't give
Right
those people down in Norman a big head.
there.
They already have one because OU.
Yep. So Norman, Oklahoma is the exact center of the United States from all borders, and that's where Shackley is based out of. But so as we started getting into, because me being a nurse, I learned a lot about the medical side of it and the pharmacy side of it and all of that. And cutting Bell my goldenrod, oh my gosh, that is crazy. Ours is pretty much dead around here, never bloomed, or it hasn't bloomed yet
We didn't
because
get
there's
any
no
more.
rain. But you know, threw me off, Raquel. As we started getting into YouTube and all of everything that has happened in the last 3 years, we started drawing it back, and that's where I wanted to get back to what I have grown up learning and using more herbal products. Because what if one day you can't get the medication you need? What are you going to do? So everybody, so you know, you need to start asking yourself those questions. To
Not right now.
that, that's how we started getting into more of the herbal stuff, and that's when I started learning, you know, to make the salves. Well, we don't necessarily make our products to sell. We make products for us primarily, that they solely were for me and my family and close friends if we were to need them. And then extras are available to you guys if you want, because these products are always going to be around. The tinctures never go bad. The salves, they start losing potency after a year, but you use so little of it, it will last you a year. And you know, it's crazy how long they
Except the bug
how they
bite.
last.
You probably wear the bug bite out.
Yeah, I sell a lot of bug bite. I'm almost out of it. But you know, what I sell is just the extras that are available to you guys if you know want to purchase them or whatever. But I primarily got into it to provide our medicine. So yeah, I had to learn how to make them, and I did on YouTube. Please type in the name of the company. I'd love to try them out. Shackley. Stephen will type it in. You have to get your products from a distributor. It's one of those kinds of things. Yeah. Okay. Steven's putting it in, but whenever you go on like Shackley.com, you can find a distributor that will help you out.
They don't stock stores. They don't do anything like that. You have to get it from an approved distributor through the company, or you can't get it.
My mom sells it. If anybody wants, my mom sells it.
There's a lot of good things here in Oklahoma. I mean, I'm just saying, if anyone was looking to move, Oklahoma's, other than it's hotter than the Dickens right now.
There's going to be people that's going to be doing aerobics and some cartwheels soon. I mean, I'm sure that's going to be a pretty good show.
I don't know if I keep going down, it's gonna.
You're not down. You're like at 512.
Yeah, but I was at 525.
You had to be over 500. That was the deal.
I know. I'm not going back on that.
You're done.
I'm not going back on that. But it's for a week, so we have until Thursday.
Oh, you're not going down. We'll make sure of that.
You ain't going that far down.
Thursday, the girls are going to do they want to do on the live, so I can't get out of it.
Eddie's not going to let that happen.
Oh,
He will
I
go
know.
back 24 hours if he has to make sure you get your people back.
Yeah, Eddie, he was crazy in that live the other day. I left yours and I went over to his, and it's like, Eddie, because he says he didn't block me, but I swear he blocked me because I couldn't I couldn't comment. At first it was like just red when I was commenting. Or someone did block me, and I don't know if it was him, but he actually got on the screen and showed me he really didn't block me. I was just giving him a hard time.
Yeah.
But then I couldn't even see his channel over in where it has the channel deal, and when I would search him, I couldn't even find him in search.
Oh my.
So I have no idea. It's like he was completely gone, but then I'd see him in other people's deals.
Okay, Brenda.
Marie says she wanted to
Hey,
do a
Marie.
private section with StreamYard. If you want to run through it, now
Okay.
he does have that on StreamYard.
Or I can
On his
I can
video.
help do it, but you don't even have to actually go live. If you want to practice StreamYard and
Yeah,
and,
you don't
and,
have to go.
and add pulling people up and drop people down and sharing screens, you can do all that without officially going live. So I mean, you can don't think you have to use up any of your free hours because you only get 20 free hours for StreamYard. You can get on there as long as you go on and schedule it, and you go in and enter the studio. You can play with the whole thing without ever hitting go live.
Yeti Mountain Training.
Yeah. I learned about the go live button up in the top corner on my first time. And it turned in almost to a 2-hour live.
Yeah, I saw you pop up. We hopped on over there, or I did. I know. I was
Yeah.
just outside walking around the yard.
So
Yeah, you don't go live until you hit go live.
But
Yeah.
you be ready if you hit go live. It ain't no, what does this
But
do?
it's 2 go lives. You hit one and then it verifies it. So
Yeah,
if you
well-
accidentally hit it, you don't have to hit the other one.
So I clicked it with the mouse, and I had my hand on the keyboard. And when I seen it, I hit it with my index finger. I'm like, oh no! And then next thing you know, I had like 5 people in there. I'm like, oh,
We're
hello.
doing
Yeah. And then so I told my wife to hop in there to make sure she could hear everything, And then next thing you know, there was like 15 or so people in there.
That's good.
Yeah.
Look at him
I'm-
now. Over 500, and he's got a busy show booked this coming Thursday.
Yep, he's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You'll get a fresh trim
He might-
before Thursday.
Well, so if I cannot shave my goatee off, my wife would kill me. A, and then B, I have a huge scar underneath here that's like it looks like a Y, and then everybody wants to know why I have a scar there. So
That sounds like a Josh question right there. But like,
yeah.
No, that's a you question.
I
You
sure
don't
would.
know
I'm
that.
Yeah, so then I get off on a tangent, like just making up this big elaborate story just to tell them, well, I fell out of a tree,
right,
Yeah.
and they're like,
a crocodile.
yeah, they're like, you said all of that to tell me you fell out of a tree? Well, I get tired of answering the question. So I've had that since I was like 15 years old. So I've never shaved it off. I've got close a couple times. And my
I've
wife
got
said, that's
one.
too short.
right here. And I fell on a bottle jack.
Oh
I
God.
know
Dang.
big stories, but I was like 5 or 6 years old. Fell on a bottle jack, busted my chin open. I got big stories about going to the hospital. Because I thought we was like in the general leagues. I swear we was on top of the ambulance driving off of it. But
Did you answer her on
so-
Facebook?
Yeah, I say Annette, that book I sent you on Facebook. It's the Lost Herbal Remedies. That's probably the best book that you can get for.
It's an easy beginner book. For
We have
anybody
it.
that
right
yeah.
here somewhere.
I'll get it. Yeah, I still have it.
Yeah.
So
Um,
do you guys look up a lot of herbal remedies for just about everything? And not just about everything, but
No,
a broad
they're
majority?
usually targeted. Like sometimes somebody will ask us, "Well, do you have anything for such and such?" And we're like, "No." But hang on, let's see what we can find. It's anything from eardrops. People have had respiratory issues. People just just the aches and pains, like you would get icy hot or something, but they don't want to walk around smelling like icy hot all the time.
I kind of like it.
Because most of our stuff is like is unscented as well, so or very little to no scent. And so we started doing, it's usually somebody asks us for something, or do we have it? And then if we don't, if it piques our interest, then it's something we'll check into. Because a lot of times it's the same thing you already use. You just got to use either a different part of the plant or
More of it.
or something like that. Suffering from insomnia.
It's evening time for her. So this is the book, Annette, that we were talking about, the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. Is it backwards? It should be backwards for y'all.
No, I got
Okay.
it mirrored.
I was just making sure.
It should be straight for them. No, it is.
Is it backwards?
No, it's not.
Okay, it's not backwards. All right, this is the one from Dr. Nicola Palian. She was the one on the Alone episode, and then Dr. Claude Davis. Now, this one is no longer printed in the United States, so it does take a hot minute to get it. And then the next edition, let me explain on this one. This one's easy, whereas it has it broken down into different parts. So like here, I'll just open it up. Here's one on comfrey. And so it gives a picture of what it looks like in several stages. And it gives identification on how they describe how to identify it. And then there's a section on medicinal use of how you would use it. And then it breaks it down into like you would use it on strains and sprains, back pains, arthritis, different stuff like that. It tells you how to harvest it, and it gives you any warnings for the product.
What is that about arthritis?
Yeah, comfrey.
Comfrey's good for
Comfrey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I have rheumatoid arthritis.
Yeah, that we have a salve. It's a comfrey salve, and that's what it's made out of.
You do it on joints or anything else. A lot of people can use it for that as well.
And then there's a recipe actually down here for it. There's a recipe here for comfrey salve. So it tells you in the book how to make different recipes with different things. Now, none of these books tell you everything. I guess it isn't lost. You're funny.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't tell you everything. Yeah, it doesn't tell you everything to do with it. Like for certain ones, you can make salves, you can make tinctures 3 different ways. You can put it in soaps. You can do several different things with it, but it's going to tell you just the primary use, and then you're going to have to go and research more yourself to find out what you can actually do.
So do you have those linked on your Amazon?
We've got to go back and put that in there.
Okay.
Are they on Amazon? I don't even know if they're on Amazon, but we can.
This one was on Amazon, but I ended up having to order it overseas because it wasn't here in the United States. They had to ship it from England.
This is
UK, whatever you want to call it.
This is the follow-up book to that one. This one kind of is like your backyard kind of first herbal beginner book kind of thing. It gets you interested and gets you into it. Now, this one is also, it's in alphabetical order, and it also, it's different sections like backyard herbs, and then it goes into like trees and bushes and berries. So it's all broken down into different sections. It also has where you can look up a specific thing, and it tells you where to find it in the book. And then there's also some in the back. If you think you know what something is, then you can actually look it up and go find it and make sure that's what it is. So this is a really good beginner book. The follow-up book here is wild foraging. So this is where you're going to get into like your mushrooms, your wild berries, more in depth. In this one, it's also broken down by color code, herbals and greens, shrubs and berries, trees, mushrooms, lichens, seaweeds, and then it also has poisonous plants. So as you're looking through here, it actually tells you where it's located in the United States as of when they made the book. It may or may not be in your area, but this is where they know they have found it. It doesn't have as much information as you see here as the first book did. So this one kind of gets you an identification, what to use it for, what parts of the plant you can use it for, and then a little bit on how to harvest it. And then it has a couple of pictures. So this one is more for a grab and go, just to identify that kind of thing. But I don't know. This has a lot more information in it, so it's not as beginner friendly. But yeah, so I got this one first, and then I had to have this one.
Had to have.
But those are my 2 go-to books. Oh, I bet I would, Raquel. I need to go out and get a lot.
Yeah,
We don't have ginseng growing wild around here.
And lavender. We do have lavender out back this year. We didn't have very good luck with lavender last year. It did not.
The last 2 years.
It did not want to do for us. We planted them in 3 different places and we lost all of them.
So I got a different variety of lavender this year, and it's been doing good.
We have a huge fire, I guess, because I've seen about 15 fire trucks drive by.
I was wondering if you kept scoping. I didn't know if you was watching a gun show out front or something.
Well, no, it was crazy. So I live in a really small town close to Stillwater, and it was 4th of July. We were coming home from the lake, and my wife and I went by the little convenience store in the town. There's a fire truck. It's just like an F-150 with the camper shell in the back of it, sitting there with the lady laying across the little bench sitting out front. Well, I had to get gas for the mower because we were having some people over and we were mowing that area for the fireworks, which I don't know why, because it's all dead. But nonetheless, we still were. So I went and got gas, and I get up there. There's 2 ambulances, 3 or 4 sheriffs, and as I'm walking by, I hear the sheriff ask the lady if she wanted to press charges, and then I look over, and she is not pretty. Not because she's an ugly person, just things happened. And I get inside, and the people inside were like, man, it was crazy. About 20 minutes ago, this guy yanks this lady out at the pump and just starts just beating the fire out of her at the pump. And it was like, do you know him? No, we have no idea. Never seen him before. And in my little community, everybody knows everybody. It's like, right. And it was just the craziest thing. And so it's been like the talk of the town for the last week. Unless now it's going to be the fire trucks going by. I said all that just to say about the fire trucks.
Right.
You got to lead up to it.
Yeah.
It's like falling out of a tree. I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta make it sound good.
He's trying to catch that squirrel went berserk in Mississippi, come over to Oklahoma, and he missed it and fell.
Yeah. So I didn't freeze up. I didn't freeze up. I was waiting for someone to say, "Did you freeze up?" Nah, I was just messing with you guys.
I've been reading.
I rolled at this point. I was trying to catch back up on the chat too.
Yeah, that's what there's been a bunch of comments.
I agree, Yeti Mountain. It'll start making you think.
But all the pain medicines and stuff like that, when you turn around, you can start making your own stuff. You know what's in it.
If I go to the doctor, it's got to be bad, and I have exhausted everything I have. Or I know, being a nurse, that it's something I can't fix. That's the only reason why we go to the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. But I kind of have a hate relationship with the doctors. I'll leave it there.
Yeah.
But
my thing is I go in the doctor's office and I'm like, okay, can I have a prescription for such and such? Because I know that's what I need and I know that's what I got. And, and then I have to go through the whole spiel, paying the copay and then, doing labs and all this mess. And I'm like, dude, I know what I need. I just had to come see you for it. I can't write it myself.
Yeah. Well,
I go to the doctor to get my DOT physical. That's it.
Mine, they misdiagnosed my mom, and it led to a lot of bad complications. So,
right.
It just a love-hate relationship with doctors.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they can't know everything, but
no, I know
if
that.
It's an obvious mistake. You just want to slap them.
Yeah. And I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't their fault, but it still just every time when I think doctor, that's the first thing that pops in my mind.
Bad experiences are always the primary thing everybody thinks of.
Yeah.
Liquid corn cures a lot of ailments.
Huh?
Annette, if you've got stomach ulcers, you need to be drinking protein shakes or something.
Life in Zion.
So we don't have a whole lot of time left because you guys, you did say you had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting hotter by the second.
Right.
I got burnt yesterday.
Right. So I appreciate you guys coming on and hanging out with us.
Well, thank you for having us.
Oh, no problem. And I kind of got a comment popped up, lost my train of thought.
Sidetrack.
Yeah. So
Squirrel.
yeah. So anyway, I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure Josh appreciates you guys coming on too.
As far as
our live.
Overkill, we should be dancing tonight.
So what started? That'll be the last final question. What started the dancing videos?
Something to fill the gap during the winter when.
Well, kind of, sort of. I've been teaching for like 20 years. I've been dancing since I was 5. And
people,
so you're only 25?
No.
Well, you said you've been teaching
I
for.
I started dancing when I was 5.
I know. I just
I've
give you
been
a hard
teaching
time.
for 20 years.
Yeah,
No, I'm not 25.
I
I look it.
25.
You know, I know I look it.
My mom was 36 from the time I can remember till she passed away. She was always 36. It's like, Mom, I'm not good at math, but you're not 36 again this year.
But no, how the videos came about. Of course, Stephen didn't dance. So when we got married, that element kind of went out the window. I quit dancing for 11 years. And, because whenever we went out somewhere to dance, I would dance. He would, I wouldn't have a dance dance partner, and he would sit there and watch me all night. And I'm like, it's just not fair for him to sit there and watch. But that was his thing. Being in the military, that was his thing. He watched. He kept an eye out on me and everything, going on. And I was like, well, it's just not fair. It's not fun. He can't dance with me because he says he can't dance. He doesn't want to learn.
I never did,
that kind of thing. So I don't remember how it came about. I think you finally got.
No, we were here.
Ready.
The kids were gone, which is very rare because Logan's always here. He's ours, and then Emma is ours, but it's she's my stepdaughter, and so she does go to her dad's house, and on the weekend, every other weekend stuff deal. That's why she's with us some on the dance videos, and she's gone some. But it was a rare time where both kids were gone, and we were here at the house, and it was kind of cool. And I was, you know what? I think I want to try to do this, because I wanted to do something with her that was her passion, was not mine by no means. I had no inkling that I would ever want to do that, and I did have to get some liquid encouragement to go. But I think I got about 6 deep, and I was like, you know what? Let's go. So we just went out there with some music and stuff, and just I said pick something easy, and so we started working on it. And then I saw it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, or as hard as I thought it was. And then we did start teaching, and then everything that came about when everything closed, the place that we were doing lessons closed, obviously, and it never reopened. So. During that time when everyone was stuck at home, people were like, do y'all teach? We would go out dance and stuff, and people would see, if we had lessons or whatever. So we decided, well, why don't we start recording them, putting them up, and people can learn them at home, because at that time there was a lot of people that didn't leave the home, or the ones that were not able to, and we figured it would give them another option to be active in home, because you could do it in your living room. You could do it on your back porch. You can do it in your driveway. I mean, you don't have to get out around people to do these line dances and stuff.
And a lot of people like him do not want to learn in front of people.
Right. I still don't.
He does not learn in front of people.
Still, sometimes if she can tell me,
I'll yank him out there. Come on, let's go try this.
Or she can tell me the steps, because I've done enough of them that I kind of know the gist of this step is called this, and this is this. So if she can tell me what the step's called, then I know what to do, to get on track. But if it's something new, nah, you there's something I'm not really sure about. we're gonna do that at home. You're gonna teach me step by step. But it was just that's the way it really came about, is trying to teach people, because like me, I didn't want to learn in front of a bunch of people. I thought it would be fun, but some of those, if you was to get out there and you made a total fool of yourself in yoga pants or something, but if you was to do something like that,
What's that supposed to mean? Are you picking on both of us?
no, somebody, if I heard somebody come to Kentucky, they might be dancing, but even if you was to do that, and people had a good laugh out of it, don't let it discourage you, because it is a heck of a workout. No joke. Like when we get done, I mean, y'all see us, we're sweating, and it is a lot. Even doing it just once a week, like we do, it takes a really big toll. I mean, physically, but it is good exercise. It's a lot of fun. You can play whatever music you want to, and you dance to the beat. It's not some songs have a set dance, but majority of it you're dancing to the beat, so you can do whatever you want to them.
Well, Miss Brenda, we wouldn't open up our own place for the simple fact where we are, you can go pretty much 30 to 45 minutes all the way around us to somewhere, either on Friday night or Saturday night. There's only so many bands in the area, and they are usually booked. Like they usually have the first Saturday of the month or the second Saturday of the month or the Friday or whatever. Yeah. They're usually booked at certain places for the year. And so even if we started one up in our area, there is not a whole lot of people that would come because they go to the other ones. And those are kind of like, once they get in a routine, that's kind of where they're stuck. So we, like he said, when everything shut down, people still wanted to learn, because that's when we started going live. And they were like, hey, I want to learn to do that. Or the people there are like, y'all are really good. Do y'all teach anywhere? Because they want to learn, but not everybody wants to learn out in public. So that's where the videos came about. But I've done it my whole life since I was 5 years old. Logan started when he was 6. Emma started a couple years ago, and they both picked up on it real well. Come here and open one. I will work with you. If you let us come build a house on your land. So I just had to get Stephen with the program for me to be able to get back into it. So that's where dancing came from.
It was over the winter. It's another thing, because the stuff that if you do plant over winter is very slow growing, and it's meant to be slow growing. It takes for freaking ever because it's cold, and you don't really have a whole lot going on. I mean, you can still do a live, but what else do you do as a filler for some kind of content, So we was like, what's something different, like not everybody else does? And that was another thing is, during the winter, when it's cooler, we can get out there in the garage. Sometimes I got to run heaters, but we'll get out there, and that's when we can record some of those line dances and stuff like that.
And also with line dancing, if you've never been in line dancing, you might not know it. But a lot of line dances are regional. Like you may only do that in your area, and over in Arkansas, they're going to do a different dance. Over in Oklahoma, they're going to do a different dance. Kind of the same thing, but it may be slightly different. So whenever we were going out and people were asking, hey, I can't find it on YouTube, I would have to do a video, because they wanted to know how we did it, not how somebody else did it, because it may be two totally different dances. Mm-hmm. And so that's, let's build a dance floor. And there you go. You build it, they will come.
Right.
That's why I interview channel creators. Too hot
outside, right?
Yep.
So that's how it comes back. It's a lot of fun, but
we'll see you tonight if anybody's interested in seeing what we do.
On Boots and Bounty.
We'll do it tonight on Boots and Bounty.
Well, so we hit the hour mark. So if you guys, because there's going to be people coming and watch this later. So if you guys have not checked out Boots and Bounty or Mr. Boots and Bounty, they do great content. And if you need help with YouTube or pretty well just about anything, you can go over to Mr. Boots and Bounty, and he'll help you on his live. And then Casey puts out some. I was hoping she was going to be bringing us iced coffees, because I have tried to make those and mine tasted horrible. And I think it's just I don't know what I did wrong. Don't know. But my wife, she made it like the next day after I showed her your video, and hers tasted amazing. I don't know what I did different. I just don't get it.
The operator error.
I
She stuck
guess.
her finger in it, and that's what made her so sweet.
Yeah. Well, I stuck my finger in it. Anyway, so I really appreciate everybody stopping by, and hope everybody had a good time. I appreciate you guys coming on and hanging out with Josh and I. And that's going to be it for the live, and we'll catch everybody later.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks for coming up.